Hi, I'm Nella, and I'm shopping for what I need to make roasted fennel, which is one of my favorite vegetables. Fennel is also known as anise sometimes, and that's because it has a distinct licorice-like flavor, especially when it's raw, but when you roast it, it really mellows out and becomes very sweet. Okay, the only other ingredient we need for this recipe is Wegmans basting oil. So with some garlic and herbs, all the flavor I need is right in this bottle. So let's get roasting. Okay, this recipe calls for 4 small bulbs of fennel. I have 3 of them already cut up in here. I'm going to show you how to do the last one. First of all, you want to cut off the stems and the fronds from the bulb itself. So just get in there. That's an easy cut right here. And you'll toss this out today, but you can save these to use in like a vegetable stock and use the fronds as a garnish if you want to, but we're not using it today, so in it goes. So what I want to do is cut this in half lengthwise like that. This has already been nicely trimmed on the bottom, so we don't have to do anything further to it. I like to just flip it over so that it sits firmly like that, and then cut it into wedges, something like this. I'll move this right over onto our pan. Let's do the same thing with the other side. There is a little core in here, by the way, but the core, once it's cooked, tenderizes, gets soft just like the rest of the veggie, so there's really no reason to remove it. And it has the same flavor, texture, etc. as the rest of the veggie. Okay, important thing here is that it's in one layer. You don't want them piled high on top of each other, so you want them to cook evenly like that. You can now, I'm going to not toss this, really just drizzle this with about 2 tablespoons of our basting oil. You want to get all the herbs and the garlic evenly distributed throughout, and then just drizzle on top. You can do this in a bowl if you want, but to me it seems like you're just adding an extra, dirtying an extra pot or an extra bowl to me, so I just like to leave it the way it is. We're going to season some, if you'd like, with a little bit of salt and pepper here. And then the next step is to take this over to the oven. I've got my oven already preheated at 350 degrees. It's going to go in there for about 45 minutes, but be sure you flip it or just turn it a little bit about midway through cooking. Okay, just remove this from the oven, and we had that cooking for about 45 minutes, and it's just the way I like it. Nice and browned along the edges, but not burnt. It'll still have some nice texture to it, but it'll still be tender throughout. I cooked it on some parchment paper. That just makes cleanup a lot easier at the end, but basically there you have it. 2 ingredients. It's really easy. It doesn't get any simpler than that, and it is really delicious, so try roasting fennel.